Hey, hey, hey. Part two. Once again, we're examining text structure and biographical writing, specifically chronological, cause and effect, comparison, and contrast. We did not get a chance last time to talk about a little active recall. It's being silly. So I wanted to just go this. So, what is text structure? What's biographical writing? What is chronological writing? What's cause and effect? What's comparison and contrast? What do these things do for a text? Take a moment. I'm going to talk here to this rejected unicorn picture my daughter made. I'll be talking to that. And I will be telling it what those things are, not using any notes, just using my head. So it sticks there a little bit better. I'm going to do that now. Here we go. All right. Forgot to do it last time. Got to make sure we do it every time because it's always so good for helping you to remember these things. All right. So we reviewed in our head. We talked generally about different text structures too. Cause and effect and compare and contrast are really just those two that we're looking at here alongside chronological, which had to do with time. And we looked at two time-related texts. One was the world broke into biographies of different famous English writers, and the story of the world we looked at a little bit too. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply it and do a little close reading. And we're going to look at Nicholas Tesla, right? The article that this stuff is focusing on. And we're going to do a little writing and a little what structure is being used here. So let's take a look. Let's just load the little drawing pen. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. So oftentimes when you are trying to determine what the text structure is, the a big clue that you're going to get is going to come when you read the topic sentence. So let's take a look at this topic sentence. What color do I want? Blue. There we are. Tesla started his own company in 1887, Tesla Electric Light and Manufacturing. Wow, already. I've got, okay, it's placed in time. So this is very much a chronological detail. Let's see if the rest of the paragraph follows suit. There, he worked on making a system called alternating current to produce electricity. Thomas Edison thought his system, called direct current, was better and safer. So, his system, suddenly we get a little taste of compare and contrast versus here. Right? So we'll have to take a look at the rest of the paragraph to see what it talks about. They each, well, now we're talking about the two again. So this is another sentence in a row where we're talking about comparison. They each gave talks about why this particular method was better. It's not just a comparison, it's evaluative. They had public demonstrations to show people that they created electricity, how they created electricity. This rivalry was referred to as the War of Currents. Even though it placed this rivalry and debate in time, the majority of the paragraph talks about or compares Tesla's method to Edison's, right? And the disagreement that resulted from those two different methods and what you read earlier, of course. All right, let's try a different color for this paragraph. Let's try the color purple. Yes, okay. Another rival of Edison's, George Westinghouse, had also been trying to create an electrical system. He bought some of Tesla's inventions and paid him $2,000 a month to consult with him. Okay. So we got a rival, so it seems like we're going to get a comparison and contrast. All right. But it tells us what he's trying to do. All right. So in this case, we kind of get a bit of a cause in the topic sentence. And the effect is he buys some of Tesla's stuff, gives him $2,000 a month to consult with him. As a result, he spent all the money He invented the Tesla coil, carried electricity without wires. You can see Tesla in museums today. It seems like the kind of thing you put in parentheses. He invented and helped invent a long list of devices, many included below. One of those particular ones was a power plant, right? So we have our initial cause, George Westinghouse, and his financing. And the financing is either implied or said to be the result of that $2,000 a month consultant fee. So we have our cause, George Westinghouse, and Mr. Moneybag shows up. Effect, a lot of these inventions manifest, they come to be. All right, so we got our cause and effect. We've got our compare and contrast. Sadly, Tesla died without a cent. People forgot about him and remembered Edison, whose company still exists and have his name, like Consolidated Edison, the electric company that powers New York City. In the 1990s, people started to write about Tesla, and now he's becoming better known again. The owner of a new car company named it Tesla Motors because they make electric cars. Their first car used Tesla's design from 1882 for an electric car. Okay, so he died without a cent, and then it tells us why, right? So I would say this is probably telling us about the end of his life. This seems chronological to me, and about his legacy, right? So he died. Then it gives you sort of some of the events that happened after. And then we go all the way into the future. Here we are in the future, and it's bright. Into the 1990s, anyway. There we were in the future, right? So we get our chronological here. Really should have been a different color. And as a result, I'm going to circle it in green. Whoa. Oh, okay. So make sure you go back, you talk with your rubber ducky. I'm also going to talk with some modern art from my children. And this looks like Jude's. So I'm going to talk to this modern art about what I remember. And I would encourage you all to do the same. And I wish you good luck on your little test this week, all right? Here, let's go ahead and just quick review. Boop, boop, boop,